Welcome, I'm Robert, and this is Candice. Today, I wanted to talk about how we can deal with planning travel, which in our case can be stressful, or any other activity that traditionally brings about anxiety or stress or overwhelm. I'd like to talk about how we can do those things and still maintain our connection with our hearts, with each other.
Well, are you going to tell them what happened yesterday?
I told my beloved I would not get into the story.
Well, she's out for the moment, so you can get into the story. It'd be important to understand some context.
Okay, so yesterday we were planning international travel, and she felt overwhelmed, and I felt pushed away, and we actually got it done, but it was difficult for us, and I'd like to find a better way.
So, you had come together for a common goal of which you were traveling and creating the plans and the airline tickets and all the stuff that has to be done for when you travel, yes?
Yes.
And then there was a difference of opinion. One felt overwhelmed and you said you felt pushed away, yes?
Yes.
So let's go to a time warp, if you will, for when you first started to come together and work on the travel. Do you recall that? What was the feeling when you first started to get onto the computer to work on the travel?
I don't remember a strong feeling. Maybe excitement. Travel can be exciting. I don't remember, honestly.
So, when you first started to get onto the computer to set up for your travel, there was this sense of excitement. But if you were to have scratched the surface deeper into your emotions of the travel, there was this vibration under there of lack, this vibration under there. We're not going to say who it was. We don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but there was this vibration of worry, this vibration of anxiety, even if it was something that was going to be fun and exciting and on your mission for travel. So when your first set point or her first set point is not one of excitement, excitement just becomes like the frosting, something that is done to make everything look like it is fun and normal and tastes delicious. But the cake is rotten underneath. And so even though there might have been some excitement about the plans and the traveling to Slovenia and France and all the places that you have to go, underneath of that excitement was the set point for which you have your subconsciousness going through that. So of course everything hit the fan and fell apart by the time you got it done, yes?
Yes.
Because the subconscious isn't yet at the vibration where planning these things that are outside your realm of comfortability can be done smoothly. So when you are pushing yourself beyond this invisible circle or diameter of what is comfortable, what your subconscious is comfortable with, so you're not disturbed, so you have everything in the row where it's going to be, and everything is normal and fine and hunky-dory, and you step outside that line. Your set point is one of anxiety, fear, of the unknown, and of lack.
Okay.
So of course everything fell apart, and you diverted or went or reverted into what is natural for you, feeling pushed away. And she tried to either push you away and pull you back, But her anxiety was running the program. It wasn't that she didn't want you there and there was only one seat and one mouse to the computer and who's going to look and blah, 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 blah. All of that stuff is just games that you're playing and programs that you're running from things that you have done multiple times throughout your marriage. And for her, the anxiety was running the show. The anxiety said, oh, I know this program. I know what to do here. We are going to get nervous and we are going to get overwhelmed. Yes, so we'll push all the buttons. Her anxiety was pushing all the buttons to run the program that she knows how to run when you're planning to travel.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't expect to have a different outcome when the patterns that are pushing the buttons are running.
Okay, so if we were to have a different experience, we would need to plan, like pre-program a different way of being during that time.
Yes, that is one thing that you could do working on together. And together there's two of you, so you have more of this earthly power and you can give each other enzymes for you don't necessarily feel anxious when you are planning travel or when you are traveling. You don't have those programs running.
Right.
And she doesn't have the programs running that feel disrespected or feel like you don't belong.
Right.
So you can help each other by giving each other the light for the solution for those programs. And it may look something like this. You first sit down together and you come into center. As you do, center below, center above, radiating your core consciousness, whether that is through staring each other in the eye or putting your hands on each other's hearts, breathing into each other and coming to a place of coherence. Know how to do that?
Yes, we enjoy that very much.
And then you say to one another and yourselves, we are going to plan some travel. And the program that usually runs for you, Candice, is anxiety. So, I don't have that program. So let me give you a sense of calm, like the antidote of light for the anxiety.
Okay.
And you take a few moments and you allow her to feel the lighted enzymes of the non-anxious, calm, subconscious person that you have. It is very similar to what this one Cryon mentioned. We know you watched it a few days ago.
Right.
The consciousness homeopathy.
Mm-hmm.
So you are giving her a consciousness tincture of the lighted homeopathy of calm.
Great.
And she to you, when she feels and absorbs that consciousness tincture of the lighted homeopathy, to say, thank you, I receive that in gratitude. And I understand that it is a program of light and calm I want to run as we are doing this together. And that will go a long way. It will take some time and some practice, but it will go a long way. And what do you think she will be giving to you?
Well, the tincture of belonging and respect and abundance.
Yes, for she does, and do you, but she has more of the financial freedom codes that she has within her are stronger than yours. So as you again become center below, center above, radiating the core consciousness with into each other, she might say to you, Robert, I give you the lighted consciousness homeopathy of financial freedom and respect and inclusion to you. For within my programs, I run the programs of respect, financial freedom, and belonging and inclusion. And she has those. And then you meditate and you absorb with gratitude in your heart, thanking her for those lighted homeopathy enzymes into your lighted sphere and your Merkaba and your cells. And understand that you may have different gifts and you might have to do different things. And one of you on the computer and one of you not. One of you holding the space of light and one of you doing the three-dimensional grunt work to get tickets and all of that joyful things because you're going on a trip. And so when you take a moment to pause, you're acknowledging that yes, you still have maybe some programs in your subconscious, but you also have the lighted solution of that consciousness homeopathy to choose something different and not just pretend that you're excited and then you go into something together with all of your programs running and her anxiety program running, and you think that something is going to be different. It's like talking to your consciousness and choosing what is right for you now and allowing the light to go through we won't tell you to go through your thick skulls, but you know what I mean. To be able to go through all of your biofields and your quantum DNA to just run different programs. And that takes time because the humans have been programmed so much. You think when you're born, you're feeling anxious about making travel plans and buying airline tickets? No, you were just really excited, especially a long time ago, to go on the airplane and not have to drive a car. So you don't have to run those programs. You can choose again and choose the lighted consciousness homeopathy that you give to one another through your love and your coherence.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
That is very helpful.
They left early because they were like, one question. You said one question.
Right.
And I was like, okay, one question. That's great. Okay. Yeah. And
That sounds great.
okay, recap for me.
Yeah, recap.
Recap.
So, before we plan travel again,
Mm-hmm.
we sit together, we do our center below, center above, whatever mantra you have, and look in each other's eyes, hold each other's hearts, that kind of stuff, just like we did today. And you give me homeopathy of consciousness for stuff that I need, and I give you homeopathy consciousness of stuff that you need, so that we can not run those programs while we're doing it unconsciously.
So there's one more thing we would like to add to that. That is a beautiful description of what we just said. And we're just popping back in to be able to say, when you connect with the heart with each other, and you are passing back and forth this lighted homeopathic. If you don't know what homeopathy is, look it up. But it is in essence instructions for your quantum DNA. So as you are passing and weaving this lighted consciousness, homeopathy of light, into one another and back into yourself, it grows within yourself when you give it to another. It is not that you are taking anything from you. That I have 3 and then I give her 1 and that means I only have 2 left. It is none of that. It actually multiplies the instructions to reaffirm the lighted consciousness that you're sharing. And the lighted consciousness that you're sharing is the third power. That 1 + 1 = 3 that we have talked about before. And we're going to give you both a little homework. When you place your hands upon your hearts of each other, like you do with your eyes open, really feeling the love and the connection, I want you to see as you're passing these lighted consciousness homeopathic enzymes to each other. See if you can feel a third crystalline energy that is created when you do so. That is part of how you create the enzymes and the light from the cube that is within you. It is a different dimensional energy that you are so close to learning how to spin and create.
Awesome. Thank you.
We love you.
And we love you.
Can't see it. Hold on. Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Awesome.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Like and subscribe.
Yes.